In this video, I'm going to show you can automate the creation of literally thousands of completely unique videos from text. There are so many applications for this. In this particular video, I'm going to show you how you can use that to get more sales. So imagine if you could 10x the number of customers that you had. We know that video converts well, and we know that personalization works well. But the problem's always been, how do you scale video and how do you scale personalization? Well, it's been a problem until today. Until I show you this system, I'll show you exactly how you build it step by step, how we can start from an input and then actually end with, at the end of it, a customized video with a unique voice, your own particular voice, with the client's website and unique AI generated copy that's been trained on their website, your insights, so you can get something that sounds like this.
Hey there, it's Jack. I wanted to share one quick AI hack a lot of people in your industry are using. I noticed screenshot one.
And since many of you want to increase your sales and income, I'm going to show you how you do this actually to get more clients and automate this cool personalized outreach. But to start, I'm going to run very briefly through the automation from beginning to end so you can get a sense of what it looks like in reality. So this automation here starts with a client contact. Say for example, we've got a website, we've got an individual's name, and we've got an email address. And we can automate this entire thing, but we can have basically a no-code scraper go through Google for things like accountants, or could go for things like hairdressers. And what this will do then is start to populate their URL, their contact name. And if you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to watch one on screen right now that shows you exactly how you can scrape all this information, so you don't even need to look at this part. But for the purpose of demonstration, let's say we've got this website, this individual, and this email, and you'll see why this works well in a second. What actually physically happens then? So look, we have Airtable, which is going to find that contact's information, right? We're going to get the URL, we're going to convert it from HTML to text, and then essentially we're going to convert all of that information from the website into something short, sharp, and snappy that's really easy to understand. So check this out, right? This is doing it for a website called Screenshot One. They offer a range of developer-focused screenshot API quality, blah, 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 what they do in little bullets. Then what happens? We're actually going to go to their website and we're going to record their homepage. We're going to capture like a screen capture of that. So, for example, when you do a Loom video to convert on sales, often it will have a guy with their website in the background. I mean, you imagine you get an email and it's saying, hey, I've been on your website. I love your content. There are 3 cool things that you can do to improve, and I'll show you exactly what they are. That's so much more personalized, and hey, your website needs help. So what this feature here does is goes to their website and actually grabs a recording of their entire homepage. Then what we're going to do is we've got a AI generated basically asset here, an agent that's going to take your business information. It's going to take the entire information about the client, and what it's going to do, it's going to go through that page and basically create a script about ways in which that they could improve based on ways that you can add value. Then we get ElevenLabs to translate that into your own particular voice. So it sounds just like you actually speaking. We upload the file via G Drive. We basically then send it over to our final destination, which will render and create a full video. So if this has worked properly, let's check out what name we used initially. It's a guy called Steve. So let's check out what that looks like. Let's come over to our full final renders at the top and look at this, guys. This is just a second rendered. So let's check this out. So you see right there, it says, hello, Steve. Guys, we gave it that input here. So we can literally customize this video to that individual's name and to their website. Check this out, right? Let me come to this website right here so you can just see what that looks like, okay? Check this out. Just so you know, this is their website, right? Now imagine you own this website. Funnily enough, this is the website we're going to use to actually capture their own page. But imagine on this website, if I send you a video with this recording of the website, you're going to be like, dude, this guy knows or girl knows what they're talking about. Now check this out. We specified Steve. We specified that website. Look at this, right? Where am I? Okay, look.
There, it's Jack. I wanted to share one quick AI hack a lot of people in your industry are using. I noticed Screenshot One offers a developer-focused API for high-quality website screenshots. Many screenshot services are now using AI to automatically remove ads, banners, and pop-ups from captures.
Boom, 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 goes on and completes at the end of the video. How incredible is that, guys? And for every website that you give it, you'll get a completely unique and bespoke audio file to go along that. So that basically is the entire automation. It is simple, it is elegant, it is profound. I'll be honest with you, when I wanted to crack text to video in a way that was like epic, and it can get so complicated to do. I wanted to really find a way that was like, simple, accessible. There'd been moments where you're like, oh my gosh, I need more coffee to come do this. I managed to find a way through it. I'm stoked to show you exactly how this works. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jack. My YouTube channel, my school community, we're all about the latest AI. We're about incredible automations. But most importantly, we're about the stuff that works. If you haven't yet, grab that coffee and let's jump straight in. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build this entire automation step by step. I'll show you all the tools that you need, all the buttons you need to press, and any of the code bits that you need just so you can get flying, get started, and experiment yourself. Now, before I jump in and show you how you build it, I'll show you briefly the tools that you need to run this. So at the very beginning, we have a trigger. Now, the way that I've tried to build this automation for you is to bear in mind that each one of you is going to have a slightly different use case. So bear that in mind when you watch it, and you can reconfigure it to your own purposes. Whether you want to add a YouTube module, for example, and you want to take over YouTube and create incredible YouTube content, you can do that too. But whichever way you do it, you need a trigger. The trigger that I'm using here is something called Airtable. So Airtable, as I always say, it's like Google Sheets on steroids. You get like literally 1,000 records before you even need to pay a single penny. But that depends what your trigger is. It could be Slack, it could be Google Docs, it could be anything that you want. So substitute this for whatever you like. The trigger for our automation here is a URL. And you can customize any, whatever text you want in the video. Do you want their first name? Do you want to have custom text that appears on the video? Well, literally, you think of it, we can automate it together. That's what I want you to remember. We can automate literally anything with AI and these no-code tools. So our trigger is Airtable. It's free and access to use. What I'm building this whole thing in, by the way, is a platform called Make.com. If you don't know Make.com, it is a configurable, no-code, connected platform that lets us connect lots of things together and make all these epic automations available. I'll put all the links down below so you can get started. And guys, the guys at Make.com are also giving you a month free pro, by the way, if you use a link, which I think is pretty cool. So thank you, Make, for helping out and hooking up the channel. We appreciate you. The other thing that we need then is a language model. I've used here Anthropic Claude. Although, you could use, OpenAI. The reason I've used Anthropic is because I feel the text output is better. We've recently had Sonnet 3.5. I'll show you how to do that in this system as well. It is, I think, conversationally a lot better in terms of the output. So I always try the things that work for me and I think are just epic and generally good. So I'm going to use Anthropic. To do that, you need to go over to console. Again, I'll put all these links down below, but just so you can get like a view of what it looks like. console.anthropic.com. And once you're in there, you can poke around, you can get your API keys, and then when you come back over to Make, you'll actually be able to connect it together and then use it for all of your credits. Again, I would recommend that you use this model here, 3.5 Sonnet. It won't appear automatically, but I'll show you how to do that soon because it is cheaper and at the moment the most powerful model that exists on the market. And it's one thing we like, it's powerful models. The next thing you need, now this is optional, is ElevenLabs. Now, when I say optional, I personally use my own voice. Not because I'm thinking, gosh, I need to spread my voice, but I think the power and strength of this is also the fact that it's you. So that when they pick up the phone, like, hey, who's this? It's like, hey, it's me. You got my video, right? It's like, oh yeah, dude, it's the same guy. But you can use anything you want to. So you can create custom voices. I've got tutorials on that and stuff for my community, but it's like, you can follow the steps and do it. You can use any voice that you want to. I picked mine. So you're gonna want access to ElevenLabs. Oh yeah, I'm sure you know ElevenLabs. It's so cool. We're gonna use Google Drive, which is fairly epic. And then what we're also going to need then, guys, is access to 2 different softwares. So the first software is this beautiful thing here called Screenshot One. You get to use lots of this for free, and then when you hit a certain limit or threshold, you can start buying it. What this basically does is something called scrolling screenshots. So the idea of this, so check this out on the right, you see, basically you give it a website, it heads over to that website and just records it. So that basically, it's like a really nice way of generating unique video for the client. So it feels like it's very personalized, and you can see if I come over here, for example, you give it any website, it will do exactly the same thing. So we're gonna use Screenshot One for that. And then the other one we're gonna use, which I'm really excited about here, is something called, let me just open this in a new tab, so you can get the beautiful wonder of Creatomate. Now Creatomate is a really cool plugin. Basically, it's a video and image generation API. So we get to, with this, specify things like audio. We get to specify things like video and text and make it super configurable so that we can actually feed it input in our automation. So we basically, imagine this. I say to you, you can give me any video you want. You can give me any text that you like, and you can give me any audio that you want. And we create that in our automation, and then think of this as like the ultimate, like it's a connector. And I know there's other options like JSON to video. I personally found that the API for this it's way more friendly. Like if it doesn't work, it'll be like, hey, it doesn't work because you didn't do this, and you can troubleshoot it easier. We can customize the name, we can customize the background, the dynamic audio, and I'll show you how to do all this stuff. Don't get overwhelmed by this new interface. I promise it's simple when I show you how. And then basically, it will just create it for us. And again, that's free to get started, but you can buy different credits. So I show you all that to say, look, you want to do this and scale this up, there's obviously going to be a small amount of cost to it. It's not going to be that expensive, it is quite small. But just to get it started and get used to the feeling of it, you can do that for free, which is awesome and epic, and we like it. Now let's build this entire automation together from scratch. I think we should call this one epic, because this is one of the most exciting automations that I've done, and I'm just so stoked to go through this. So let's call this one here, excuse me, because guys, we're nothing without our formalities, right? Text to video, and I'm going to call it rocket. And the rocket is supposed to symbolize us flying to the moon, and you only ever need one thing for this. Now look, what you can do if you want to, so if you want to just copy and paste the whole blueprint, or you can basically do is come down here to more. You can select the blueprint, click save, and it will auto-populate the entire automation for you. And if you're part of the school community, by the way, all you do is come to Classroom, you go to every AI automation, you find the automation that you want. In this case, this will be down in the lead generation section. You scroll down, and basically you can download it and upload it just like that. First thing we're gonna do, all right, is start with the trigger. In this case, it's gonna be Airtable, all right? So let's click on this one here. Let's type Airtable, like so. And we're gonna ask it to watch a record. Now, let me show you exactly how you build an Airtable. Come over to airtable.com. See loads of cool things here. Come down to the bottom left of that beautiful blue button. Click on Start with Data. And again, what did we call this thing? Text to video rocket. I'm just gonna decapitalize that because the capitalization may get to us eventually, guys. So let's go back over now. We call this one here. And again, guys, this is going to be so unique to the thing that you want to do. And like, obviously I've used this thing to get the screenshot, but if you want to do content for YouTube, you can substitute that with many things. And if you want a video on how to do like 1,000 videos for YouTube, let me know down below, and I'll make that specifically for those of you who want to do faceless YouTube channels. Awesome. So we have name. The other thing that we want in our automation, actually the first thing I think was, excuse me, we've got name. Awesome. We need URL. So let's get name here. Awesome. Let's insert to the right. I'll call this one URL. Sweet. Click OK. Nice. Bring this guy over here. That's cool. And then the other thing we want, we're going to add two different fields. Okay. So we're going to come over here. We're going to add, first one is going to be date, excuse me, time, created time. So this is going to say, hey, when was the thing created? Which is cool. And then we want last modified time. Beautiful. Okay, sweet. And then we've got status, which we can use for like posted or whatever we want. Assignee, don't worry too much about that. Come over here, click OK. Sweet. Now, what's the other thing we want? It's probably just going to be email address. And again, we can use automations to go onto the website. Say we want accountants, we type in accountant, it will script the whole thing. That'll be on the video that I mentioned. But just in the interest of keeping this one short, snapping, focused, I'll show you how you do this bit, because I think this is the key. This is the meat. This is the lion's show, okay? So do email, like so. Get a nice email logo. Awesome. And then we're okay with single line text like that, okay? So now we've got our Airtable. Let's pick the base that we created. So what do we call this one? We'll call this one text to video rocket. Cool. Let's come on here. We select text to video. Oh my goodness, it's not found it just yet. Let's refresh. And we'll search once again, text to video rocket. Cool. And I'm going to click OK. Excuse me. And we click table 1, like so. Trigger field is going to be last modified time. Label field, just put URL for that, and then come down and click OK and run once, like so. And there should be a whole lot of nothing. Cool. So let's give it some dummy data. The data will give it, let's go with this one here. So go with screenshot 1. Come over, type in URL. We'll call this guy Benny, and then email is going to be benny@ben.com. Come back over now to Airtable. We hit run once, and we should have all of the data that we found. Oops, oh my goodness. There we go. Benny, screenshot 1, and benny@ben.com. Cool. Now, I want to do a couple of things here. So my philosophy with this is I want to do a couple of things. First of all, I want to go on the website. I want to go into screenshot 1. I just want to understand what it's about, because we can educate our AIs here on what we're about. But actually, it's like, let's get data about them. Let's actually get some knowledge on it. So the first thing that I want to do is just grab the content of their website. For that, you can click on this beautiful blue HTTP, and you can come and get a file, okay? Now URL is https // and then URL. Now the reason why, guys, and girls, I've not added HTTPS here. It will become apparent shortly. Just try to enter the non-naked URL. If that's not possible for you because of the way you're scraping it, there's an alternative to that where we can basically just have the HTTPS removed. But just for the purpose of this at the moment, just only put in the naked URL and you'll see why we do that. We click OK. Awesome. So this HTTP module, we'll go to the website we gave it. We'll basically get all of the website data. However, it's going to be in HTML. So what we need to do is add this module here, which is going to be HTML to text, like so. All right, awesome. And all I need to give this one is just simply the data from the previous one, like so, okay? Perfect. Then what do we need to do next? Well, if we look at our automation, we can see, right, we've got this website summarizer, okay? So let's check it out. So you're going to come over here, you're going to search for Claude, Anthropic Claude, create a message, and we're going to drop in there. Beautiful. Now let's rename him website summarizer with, of course, a little fire emoji for good, beautiful measure, and we click OK. So what's the website summarizer's job? The website summarizer's job is to go to the website and just summarize to me in plain simple English why I want that. The reason I do that as well is you can add an Airtable, bookend this with Airtables, so that like if you want an approval system, we could just have like this, where it's like this, and we add a file for like what's the website about, and also the link to the URL, so you can actually watch it all and approve it if you want to with an approval system, so you can see whether or not you want to go ahead with that particular business if we're scraping it. I can do that in another video again in the future if you want to, but just so you know of how these things could configure together. So let's get a quick website summarizer prompt. For that, I'm going to zip over to my school community. I'm going to head on down now to, I believe it's in special and general AIs. I'm going to come down here and we've got this beautiful website summarizer prompt. Let's have a quick look at him. Essentially, the function of it is to, as you might have guessed it, guys, summarize. So look, you're going to be provided with a copy of a website. Your task is to carefully read and comprehend the content of the website. After analyzing the text, generate a concise summary of the key points and the main ideas discussed in the website. The summary should be informative, helpful, to the point, you know, and I just give it like general guidance, like identify the core message, highlight the most important facts, get rid of fluff, ensure you follow the following tips, you know, read through our stuff, and then crucially, guys, at the bottom, write 5 core features in bullets with emojis like this. Summarize the website, blah, 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 blah. And then we give it this. So what we'll do is you would either, you know, jot any prompt that you like here, or just simply copy this one from the school community if you want to. Come over here, click on website summarizer. Now, I'll show you the cool thing about the model in a second that someone in my community found out, which was phenomenal. So we click on 4000, come down to add message, come down to role. The role is going to be the user. Come over here, and then we've got add content, okay? It's text. Then in the text, put this sort of stuff, enter the website URL, the website text, and then we just simply give it the HTML to text there, okay? Now look, one thing you'll notice, okay, on the model is that we have Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku. The problem with this version of Sonnet here is that it's the old version. And you know what, guys? We don't want the old version. We want the new, fresh, sick, and awesome version. So to get that, come over. Let me just copy this just so I can actually just easily show you, all right? Look, what we do is we come to map, and we'll just paste this code in. And this will basically just give you the correct Sonnet. And I want to give credit to David and our community who very graciously shared this with us. It's one of the reasons I love being part of a community. I feel very fortunate to be part of a community because people bring, like, everyone just brings something different and good knowledge. It's so good. Like, it really is 1 + 1 is 3 there. So we've got this cool stuff. We get the model, and then we zoom out, and then we click OK. So look, let me run this whole thing from the top, and what you'll see in the website summarizer is a cool summary. So look, we hit run once. We head now, oh, look, what's happened? Nothing's happened because there's no data in our beautiful table. So let's just copy this, for example, paste it in again, come back over again, click run once. Guys, text to video is a topic I've been meaning to do a video on for a while. I'm very excited with where this can go in the software. It's so powerful. Now look, this has done its job properly. We should see a really cool summary. Let's check it out. Guys, look at this. Screenshot 1 is a developer-focused API, or in our case, guys, non-developer focused. You know, there are no boundaries for us. We are unboundless in our pursuit of automation and AI. For rendering website screenshots with customizable options, it can offer clean screenshots, precise rendering, pixel-perfect quality. We can develop friendly squares, blah, blah, blah. And it's giving us 5 quick, snappy bullet points. So like if I'm deciding, do I like that, I can just quick look at this and make my decisions. Awesome. Then we build what I call the brain of the operation. And I always say, like, think of these guys as like 2,000 IQ interns. They literally, they are like amazing, but you, my goodness, you have to tell them exactly what to do. Now, this part of the video will differ based on your own particular wants, dreams, outcomes, and desires. I generally subscribe to the philosophy that the best way to get ahead is to give as much value as possible with absolutely zero asks, which is why in what I'm essentially doing here is recreating Loom minus a little avatar in the corner. Is in this video, I just want to say, hey, I want to just bless you with value. I just want to give you loads of value. I want to find things on your website based on my own particular data, and we can create amazing GPTs that are trained on like the best practices over the last 10 years on X and hone it in. And this could be an insane asset to you. I built this as a kind of very quick proof of concept. So when you use this to do outreach, really take the time at this section. An hour and pre is worth 10 hours in post. Train it on your website, train it on all the latest data. And then we're going to take a look at their website and even multiple websites if we want to. If you watch my last video, show you how to do that. And we basically just say, hey, cool, based on all the knowledge that we've got and based about what I can see on your website, I've just found 2 or 3 things that you can improve about your business so quickly that will add value to you. So I give it the prompt that looks a little something like this, okay? Create a persuasive 80 to 100 word video script for business outreach, adhering to the following strict guidelines. The reason I've said 80 to 100 words is because for this sales video thing, the screenshot 1 video lasts up to 30 seconds. If you're using different video sources, this can be 1,000,000 seconds. Well, if they'll listen to you for 1,000,000 seconds, which I'm sure they would do, because you are interesting. I've said 80 to 100 words. On average, that will take you to about 30 seconds. What I also did here is specify at the start, because if you get a good opener, use it and abuse it. I said, hey there, it's Jack. I want to share with you one quick AI hack. A lot of people in your industry are using social proof. Introduce myself. It's one hack. It's 30 seconds. I'm involved, okay? And then basically in the body, I said, look, I want you to reference like 2 specific factual observations about the recipient's website, based on available information, share one AI automation concept, blah, 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 blah. Cool, and then I'm just gonna remove this one. I did remove it in the current prompt, but let me just get it out of this prompt. This beautiful little prompt here. Okay, sweet. Ensure smooth transition between ideas. And it said, end exactly with, hey, if you'd like more info, I'm happy to help. It's adding value and it's leaving. Again, think of this as proof of concept and then build on the shoulders of this idea and just roll with it and kill it, please. Maintain total word count of 800 words. I reinforce it, tell the content to be relevant and valuable to the specific business based on their website information. If we get additional information about their website via a capture form or something, this starts to get even more powerful. The total final number of words cannot exceed 100. And then I've got details here that will input and then information about our business. So I've created this fake AI automation business, which I use in a few videos called Automation Planet. It is the best automation agency that does not exist at the moment in the world. We go down, AI driven, blah, blah. And I've just given this as just like, dude, this is just like some of the stuff we do. So 3 things are happening here, okay? We've got their website URL and we've scraped the data. The second thing we've got is all the information about us. And guys, I've only put like 8 paragraphs, and notwithstanding that fact, it'd still be able to give specific advice. Imagine what this could do with your information. And then guys, the third thing we're gonna do is basically just give it a little bit of a nudge with our little parameters to put it in the right place. So what do? We're gonna copy the whole thing, okay? We're gonna copy all of it. We're gonna head back over now to here. Excuse me, not to Anthropic. We're gonna get to our automation. Anthropic is always trying to draw us in, man. I can't get enough of us. We come over here, and all we do, again, Sonnet is still the same. We come here so you can get a good look. Copy all this and enter. All right, sweet. And then all you're gonna come down here is to the text response. So what is a text response? The details overview of their website is just gonna be website summarizer. And then the website itself, okay? So look, come down. Website text is going to be the text from a text parser. Okay, cool. I liked it. It's a little bit of an overview as well. Technically, you don't need to. I just kind of like doing that. That's not to mention the fact that actually, if you do want to bookend this with Airtable, in other words, get the data back out at the end, you can do, right? So that copy all this, script, come over, diamond emoji, bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful, beautiful work. Now, guys, this is the bit that hopefully you're going to now think this is getting pretty epic. So check this out, right? If I share my previous automation, look, what happens next? We got this really cool HTTP make an API key auth request. Now guys, for this, I want you to head over to screenshot1.com and you'll see this beautiful website, probably seen it a couple of times, and then just click on start rendering for free, okay? We'll ask you to sign up, so do that with an email. Guys, once you're on this, you can do 4 things. You can do screenshots, scrolling screenshots, and videos, and you can do PDF. It's so cool. You can even do PDFs. There's so many things you can do. Now guys, the video section, basically just record the website. I want you to do scrolling screenshots, okay? So check this out. I'm gonna come over here and click render on the right hand side. And what's really cool here is that you can specify duration, and you can also specify how you want it to scroll. I don't want it to look like we've had like 15 Red Bulls before we started on a website. Look at this. See how it's scrolling down and the video's done in 5 seconds. Very, very cool. Maximum 30 seconds, so put 30, okay? And then basically, you can just customize how you want the scroll to happen. Like, what's the scroll delay? How long does the scroll last? How far down do you want to scroll? How scroll back or not? All this sort of stuff. Have a play around with it. It's going to be very unique to each individual in terms of your preferences. And what you can also do is click on this render button here on the right hand side. And what that will do is, like, based on your current options, that will then create a new thing. So this, for example, we've said we want it to be 30 seconds. So this will just keep on scrolling down. You see, but it finished. It finished very early with that because it's still rendering. Okay, there you go. So look, now it's finished rendering. It's still following its options. This one should be a lot longer than 5 seconds. Look, this keeps on going. And then I always like having it coming back to the top personally. So this is set on a loop because we can say stop scrolling after X. So play around with the buttons, play around with the things that you like. And then once you've done that, again, what I'll do, I'll put the code that I use down below. So if you like the way that mine looked, you can just steal it and grab it. And the beautiful thing about this, guys, it just automatically populates the thing here for you. So you can literally just copy it. And then as long as you're making the same browser, it will reach over and do what it needs to do. So let's go back over to Meg now. So now we're here, guys. We're gonna click on plus. Let me come over so you can see HTTP, and we want an API key, make an API key auth request like so. Awesome. And then we've got URL, we've got get, we've got body type, and all this really cool stuff here, okay? So click on add, and then you've got my API key auth key, and then you've got the key. And to give in the key, what you do, you come back over to this, and you click on API keys, and then you just basically copy the access key like so. So we're gonna just copy like this, come back over, and enter it into, and then we enter it into the key. API key placement in the header, X-API-key is okay. Then we click create, and it's create a new awesome API key. Sounds very spooky. Basically, we basically did it, guys. It's very, very cool. Then we get the URL and the method. So what we do here is we come back, and basically, guys, we just copy that, and we come back, and then we paste it into the URL. But what we're gonna do here, guys, can you see? Now look at this. This is where the URL thing comes in. Look, we come over. Can you see here? We've got the actual HTTPS blah 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 blah. Screenshot home, da da da. Okay, so basically come here like this, get rid of that, okay? And then basically, I want you to come and enter, excuse me, I can zoom out a little bit here, oh my goodness, the URL. Perfect. And that will then go and grab our URL from earlier. And then leave it as get, body type's okay, and just click on parse, response, and then click OK. So I think we've done a lot. I think it's really important now just to make sure this is working properly. So let's click on run once. We should see nothing because the Airtable's not done it. He hasn't. Okay, let's add some stuff to the Airtable one more time, shall we? Come back down. Enter it over here. All right, let's paste it. Give us a couple of seconds. Keeping us working, keeping us waiting a sec. Right. Okay, cool, we're done. Now let's go back over and run the scenario. Now, if this has worked properly, we should have all the bits and pieces that we need. Website Summariser kicked into place. Script is kicking into place, and this is making an authorization request for us. And as you can see, guys, it has completed successfully. So if we come back over to screenshot one now, we should see it there. You see, time is 31.45 seconds. It was completed this time, and it has successfully completed. So you can check all the stuff happening in history. And almost by magic, guys, you've completely done it. So let's take the URL and let's just see what it looks like in practice, shall we? So let's duplicate and have a look. And then, guys, when we load the URL, you can see if I hit play, it starts scrolling down and doing its wonderful thing, living life, scrolling down. Completely awesome. Right, now, so the next thing I want to do now, guys, is add in ElevenLabs, okay? So we've got our script that's been generated, we've got the summarizer of the website which has been generated, and then we've actually now finally got our screenshot. Really cool. So to add in ElevenLabs, we come here, for instance, you can type it in ElevenLabs, and we're gonna put on here, create a speech synthesis, which is ace. And now, guys, now we've set some of the tougher bits. We're just in the content creation bit now. So the voice, I'm gonna use Jack. I'm gonna use my own particular voice, which is a professional V2 voice. To connect ElevenLabs and make together, basically head over to ElevenLabs. You can see that you can log in there, go to the app in the top right-hand side. And basically what you can do is grab your own API key by going into your own settings and connect it. You can also build your own professional voice. I think I uploaded like only 15 minutes of mine, and they recommend like an hour. So the more footage of you yapping, the better it is. You can create really cool stuff. But if you don't, or maybe you don't want to, you want to do faceless YouTube, just use a generated one that you like. Model, I always go for 11 Turbo V2, which is awesome. And the text that we want, guys, is basically the script that was generated from Claude. You click on text response, and you can mess around with the stability and the sonority boost to kind of like optimize it if you want to get like different looks and feels. Come down, then click OK. And now we've got ElevenLabs. Just think about what this means, guys. We've went to their website, we scraped their website, we've analyzed it, we've got a GPT that's trained on our data, and now we've got you, who's never even looked at it, never even thought about it, in your own voice, describing value that you could add to that website. And that's everything you've built so far. How ridiculous is that? Now we've got an ElevenLabs. The next thing we want to do is upload the audio and upload the video to G Drive. Now, when I was building this automation, this was like really pesky. Pesky is the right word. Pesky is a word that's not used very often. We need to bring pesky back in fashion. So I want you to head over to drive.google.com. In the top left, guys, I want you to click on new, and I want you to create a new folder. And we'll call this one here, build together text to video. Okay, and of course, little emoji. I think a little fire emoji is appropriate here. And then we click create. Guys, I want you to click on share, come down to this restricted, anybody with link. That's really important. So basically what happens here, guys, is that we're gonna put all our files in this G Drive, and then essentially it means that it's just gonna be accessible to every browser who done it on the internet to come and access those files, who have the right access, by the way. They need the link. But it basically means if you don't have that, access denied. Google Drive gets very, very particular about that. So basically, any files in this can now be accessed by our cool automation. Then we click done. And then, of course, now we just upload the audio from this and the video from that. So come here, click on Google Drive, and we're going to do a beautiful upload a file. I love this beautiful yellow, man, I must admit. We're going to right-click on this one. I'm going to rename it audio. So guys, honestly, like, it's so funny. If you don't name these, you are in for a world of pain, I'll tell you right now. Audio, it already knows. How cool is this? Guys, they really take care of us. ElevenLabs creative speech synthesis. We're gonna select from a list. Then we're on new folder location, build together text to video. Incredible. Also click OK on that. And then we want the ElevenLabs speech synthesis to go up, and then we click OK. Then we're gonna do a beautiful 12th day, beautiful duplication. Right click on this guy, and this one's gonna be video. And again, if you're doing faceless YouTube or you're just doing faceless content automation, you can use the same thing there as, okay? Click on a video, epic, right? Then we click OK. But in this case, we come here, we scroll over, and we're gonna grab the HTTP. I believe it's this guy. No, we're gonna come and map over here. Okay, you got the file name, don't want that. And basically, guys, what you do, you see on the data, okay? Scroll down to this. Just type in the data, boom. And then it'll need a file name, which is gonna be, come on to headers, kind of the cookie and headers. In fact, what I recommend we do with the file name is come over now to, let's just do the ID of the Airtable .mp4, and it needs to end in .mp4, okay? And then come down and click OK. So I'm just gonna run this one more time, just because I wanna make sure that we actually get to access the files and everything's working perfectly for us. So we come back over here. Once again, we copy, we paste these down here. Whoops. That's not what we want. That's not what we want at all, right? Let's come. Perfect. Come back over. Then let's run the automation from the top. Let's have a quick look. Value must not be empty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's done. It's complete. They know Meg likes to kick off sometimes, man. Like Meg likes to yap a little bit. It's crazy. So look, it's grabbed it, it's found it, it's working through the situation now. And boom, according to this, guys, that is entirely complete. So let's go over now and check our folder. And do we see it? Well, we see ElevenLabs, and we also see this. Let's give ElevenLabs a little listen. Hey there, it's Jack. I wanted to share one quick AI hack a lot of people in your industry are using. I noticed Screenshot One offers a developer-friendly API. Boom, done. And then we got the beautiful video. How's the video looking? Oh my gosh, great. Guys, I love it when a great plan comes together, don't you? I think it's so cool. Now guys, for the final part of the automation, we head over to createdomain.com. You're gonna come top right, and you're gonna get started, okay? And just to see, by the way, you can see how epic and cool this is. So click on get started. You have a quick start. It will run you through some tutorials, so feel free to have a play around with that if you want to. It's very, very cool, but I'm gonna just cut straight to the chase for you and show you how I did it. I come through to templates. Now you'll see I've got a couple of templates here. This is just a random video that I downloaded from the internet. But I'm going to click on top right and build it from scratch for me, okay? So I came down to this one, the personalized cold outreach video. But you'll see, can you see how you can build shorts from this? You can build anything that you want, okay? Now look, I come down, personalized video outreach. You can pick the different dimensions you want. I'm going to do landscape. I'm going to click on create template. Cool. Now what do we do? I got rid of this, the face recording. Boom. Oh my goodness, wait, you let me delete it. How crazy is that? Look, right click on that, delete, okay? And then just start bringing these back over a little bit, like so. Okay, cool. Then we've got background. Now, there's a couple of things to bear in mind here, okay? We've got hello name. So this, okay, the hello name, essentially can be, you can move it around, you can change the colors, you can do lots of different stuff, but essentially that's where we specify the name that we're adding in, okay? So you can leave that on there as a for instance if you want to. Now I'll show you the one that I've got already, so check out what's different about this, okay? So I've got a background which is dynamic. Now check this out. I come over here. I've got background. Look at the things on the right hand side here, okay? We've got duration is auto. That's really important, okay? Because check this out. Duration is auto. Basically what that means is we're not specifying how long we want this to be, but the critical bit is this dynamic audio, and we need to set the duration to media, which essentially means, so for example, what we do is we get audio A, right? Look, I bring it underneath, okay? Audio's media, let me just bring this out here, okay? And basically guys, what we need to do is come over duration, type in the word media, okay? So essentially, what that means is that however long the audio is how long the entire actual thing will be itself. It won't cut it too far short, which is exactly what we want. To do this, guys, come down here to the audio itself, gonna right click, gonna click on replace media, and just upload a generic MP3 file. I've uploaded the ElevenLabs thing, and again, this is just stretched out now to the media duration. And then crucially, guys, we need to take it from audio to dynamic audio. What does that mean? It basically just means that it's gonna be replaceable, okay? So come down, click dynamic. Okay, awesome, beautiful. I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna rename this guy dynamic audio. Beautiful. One of the other cool things you can do, guys, is set things to loop, which is great if one asset is longer than the other, and if you just want a nice cool backing track to run over and over and over, or videos, you can start to do some interesting stuff with that. Then guys, this is what I need to do next, okay? Basically, you come over here to use template, which is cool, and you see API integration at the bottom, and just click that. Now I've zoomed in a little bit, but you see this authorization bearer here? What I want you to do is copy bearer and the entire code that you see, and we're gonna head over now to make, and we're gonna add this into the whole system, okay? So check this out. I'm gonna come over to make.com now. All right, sweet. So look, basically we're gonna add a new module, HTTP, gonna make a request. In the URL at the top, you're gonna enter this, which is https://api.creatormake.com/v1/renders. The method is gonna be post, like so, and you only need to add one single heading. So add a header, come down, type in this word authorization, and then you've got value. Now, do you remember the bearer thing that I told you about? If you go back over, basically copy the bearer and the entire value. So it'll look something like this, right? All the way through, no spaces though, okay? Has to be bearer, has to have a space, and then the codes that you added. And then guys, over here, can you see we've got this little curly bracket and template ID, modifications, dynamic audio, background, name, text name, copy everything down to that curly bracket. Control C, and then head back over to make. And then guys, we're gonna scroll down, okay? You're gonna come body type is raw, content type is gonna be JSON application, and then request content, just paste everything over like this. And what this will do, guys, is give you your template ID, your dynamic audio, your background, blah, blah, blah. And then guys, all we do is just substitute all this information with all the stuff we've already got. And so guys, to make your life a million times easier, I'm gonna give you a unique URL where basically all we do is use this URL here, okay? Plus the file ID, which will substitute for every different automation, and that will automatically download the file for you. And I'll put a link down below in the description so you can just use it for every single automation. It's gonna save you so much time. So just basically copy what's down below, okay? And in the automation, you see dynamic audio here. What I'm gonna do, so when we come over to automation here, guys, you'll see dynamic audio, just copy in the thing I told you, and you see this 11 ID thing, get rid of that, all right? And all you're going to do, guys, for file ID is just type in audio file ID, just like that. And then we do the exact same thing for the video. The video in this instance, guys, is where it says background. So we just come over, just copy that, Control V, and ID. We just get rid of that guy and then bring in the video file ID. Cool. So what that basically means, it's going to open into a new window and it's going to download it for us automatically. And then finally, we've got the text name here, and the text name will be the exact thing that we copied at the very beginning of the automation. So come all the way down to the bottom and let's find this gentleman's name, which is Benny. All right, sweet. And then finally, guys, we want to pass the response. Then we click OK. Now look, if we've done our job properly, this will work perfectly. And finally, there's a little kicker to it. I'm just going to add creating a new draft email just so we can actually send this to Benny to show him the wonders and beauty of everything we've created. So come to Gmail, I'm going to click on create a draft like so. The 2 is going to be the email address that we used at the beginning. So come on down, grab his email. That's perfect. Subject's going to be hey Benny, or hey first name. Again, come down. Let's find his beautiful name. I made a video for you. And for the content, guys, I'll put down a really simple thing I use for you here, which is just like a really basic HTML that you can use when doing that. Little tip, by the way, there's like a HTML viewer where you can type in HTML and see what it looks like in real life. In fact, let me just show you what that looks like really quickly. Look, check this out. You ready? Boom. Just shows me that. Exactly what it looks like. So I can see before it even goes out what the HTML is going to look like. So come back over, enter that in, and I just substitute the name right at the bottom with this beautiful name. Click OK. Perfect. And the folder I want that to go into is going to be drafts. Again, guys, this could go into an Airtable for you to approve millions and millions of different options for you. I come down, I click OK, and I'm going to zoom out. Now, guys, what we've done here actually is fairly technical, but it should have felt pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So let's run this automation again right from the top. If this works, we should have a text to video, everything combined into one simple thing that you can use and send to clients. And again, applications are endless. Now let's go over to our text thing. Excuse me, that is the one from before. Come down here. I'm going to go with this time. I'm not going to go Benny. I'm going to go with, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This time I'm going to go with, let's go with a bit of a different name. Let's go with Dexter. Dexter. Beautiful. Go back over now. Let's run this automation from top to bottom. And if it's done its job properly, we should see something pretty epic, okay? Now let's go over to our automation. And now we'll run it once. And now we should get the beauties for Dexter. Dexter's about to have his mind blown. And obviously, guys, imagine this. We scrape 1,000 websites. This just keeps running and running and running and running in the background. The second something uploads to an Airtable, this whole automation continues to run on repeat. Let's go down. Let's see what's happening here. Website Summariser. Has it done its job? Boom. Beautiful. Script. Have you got a script? We do. Excellent. That's perfect. We're now making the HTTP auth request. So we're now recording the website. And once that's done, we're going to get beautiful ElevenLabs. Then it's going to go to the audio. Then it's going to upload the video. I mean, it's
hey there,
I
it's
really
Jack.
think this is so,
I want to
so
share
cool.
one quick.
Interestingly, one of my inspirations for this was playing around with HeyGen. And HeyGen had this idea where they'd have you in the corner and they'd basically like you could change your word and it would dub over your word. And then you'd be on their website. And I thought that's cool, but like, I wonder if you could just make that yourself and like make it like better, easier, more accessible, and even cheaper. So guys, if we check out the drive, we have got 2 new files. Let's check out what they look like. We're looking for the ones that are last uploaded. Let's check out this ElevenLabs.
Hey there, it's Jack. I wanted to share one quick AI hack a lot of people in your industry are using.
And guys, if we head over now, we can actually see, if you go to create an API log, you can see that this has just succeeded. So if we click on it, we should see the whole thing. And you see that, guys, look, hey Dexter, look at this.
Hey there, it's Jack. I wanted to share one quick AI hack a lot of people in your industry are using. I noticed Screenshot One offers a developer-friendly API for website screenshots with customizable options. Many businesses are using AI to automate the process of capturing and analyzing website changes over time.
And we get it, cool. And we tell us here, guys, the render time seconds. So look, why is that cool? That's cool because if you want to actually, is it this automation here? If you want to post this directly to a short, sometimes you've got to wait for the render and the render won't be available until that time has passed. So what we want to do is come down, we basically, let me just unlink, add a new one, is add what's called the sleeper module. And someone DM'd me in the community about this, which is basically like what it does will delay that from happening for 60 seconds. So if I just say, look, 60 seconds, boom, basically what happens is that'll just tick around for 60 seconds. When that's finished, then it goes on in post. So it gives that enough time to render, and then you're basically ready to rock and roll. And guys, you've just built a complete text to video automated thing. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love spending time with you, hanging out, walking through stuff. If you want to see the video on creating YouTube Shorts, all the make and how you can do that to a pretty epic standard, let me know down below in the comment section, guys. But in any case, you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video.